What is up, YouTube? Angry Eradicate here. Today we got a kind of a different video. Instead of doing an actual team and like showing some battles with it, I'm just going to show a bunch of different sets for a single Pokemon. I might be making this my every Friday thing. I'll still be doing teams every Monday, don't worry. And I think every Tuesday or every Thursday and Saturday we'll be having our randomized run up. Maybe 3 times a week. It's a lot to edit because I have to kind of build the whole overlay every single time. I don't really have a set overlay yet for it. But so today we got Ash Greninja and regular Greninja, and obviously they're an OU mon, so we'll be going with a lot of the OU mons first. I've been doing a lot of research on OU, kind of learning how to do it and all whatnot. And so here we can see that I have two Ash Greninja sets and then 3 regular Greninja sets. I couldn't really think of a third Ash Greninja set that wasn't kind of repetitive or just kind of outclassed by the other ones. So first we have our first one, the Choice Spec set. This is kind of like the standard recommended set. I did switch out U-Turn instead of Ice Beam, although I think they recommend U-Turn as like the third option or so. But Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse are obviously a must on this team. Choice Specs helps you get your Battle Bond off as a revenge kill. And then Water Shuriken's nice for priority to also help you get a kill in case you get outsped or like a full health Talonflame or whatever. And then U-Turn's nice to get momentum up. Obviously, this set right here works really well on a balanced team. U-Turn into one of your walls, and it provides good sweeping power for your team, and it's a good revenge killer. You can run speed or special attack nature. I do like the speed. There's a lot of fast stuff in OU right now. They did get rid of Baton Pass, so speed's not as much of an issue. I know a lot of things with Baton Pass, speed or 2. So now he doesn't have to run it as much. And with Talonflame not being as relevant as it was, at least as it used to be, I definitely think it's a good option right now to run the special attack nature. I haven't done enough with OU to really decide. I'm not playing OU that much. I'm just doing a lot of research on it. I know a lot of people play OU. It's the most common meta game right now, so I'm gonna give some actual like info on it. Alright, so up next here we got a second one. We have more of like what was around back in the beginning of the meta game. It kind of changed away from this now. However, if you have space on your team for a like a Z move, this is a good thing to run it on. Your Waterium Z obviously still have Battle Bond, Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, and U-Turn. Kind of a similar set. I don't like running Water Shuriken on this set as much, so like it's not gonna get used as often. Ice Beam hits obviously a lot of the dragons, Dragonite, and stuff like that when they switch in. Dark Pulse, again with the last set, this works for all the sets that have Dark Pulse on it. It just gives you a nice flinch chance, and with the Ash Greninja set, since you don't have protein, you do need to run both your stabs. It's a must. Hydro Pump over Scald because it's going to net you a lot more 2-hit KOs instead of some of those like 3-hit KOs, and that makes a world of a difference. The burn chance isn't really as important for Ash Greninja. He's pretty frail as it is. Okay, so for our third set here, we have a Life Orb Greninja set, Protean, Scald, Ice Beam, Grass Knot, and Dark Pulse. Pretty standard, just special attacking set. It's going to take care of the dragons with its Ice Beam. Scald's good against any of the Sun teams that you might see in OU right now, running with the Charizard Y and even Torkoal, but you don't see Torkoal as much. I guess if you want to set up rocks with it. Grass Knot's going to be great against things like Rotom Wash, even though that's not going to do as much, and it works really great against Rain teams, although Rain teams I don't think are as prevalent as Sun right now in the OU metagame. I could be wrong. That's what I think though. And then Dark Pulse again, nice flinch chances. When the game comes down to a flinch or two, you don't want it to, but you'd rather have the hacks on your side than on their side. And again, I want speed on this thing because it's not as fast. And 122, while it's the top of the metagame, Greninja's speed is its best stat. You want to take advantage of what it can do best, and that is revenge killing. Alright, so up next for our second Greninja here, we have a Life Orb Protean set with Gunk Shot, Low Kick, Scald, and Ice Beam. This is more of a mixed set. It's going to take care of things with the low kick. It's going to take care of like T-Tar when they switch in for the sand, because usually they wall out Greninja pretty well. It'll take care of Chansey, Ferrothorn, a lot of the steel types, even like, I guess Axegil. If you want to go for Predict, you can go for that. This set I do run Scald on. This is more of a balanced team Greninja instead of a hyper offensive like you'll see on the first Greninja here. This can kind of work more on an offensive team one. This one's more of a mixed team one with Scald. Again, you can run Hydro Pump. It's not that much of a trade-off. You just have to see what it's not going to work against as well then, and what it will work better against. Again, I run Speed Nature on this thing. You just want to get as much damage out as possible. You want to get as much speed out as possible to outspeed some of the faster threats. Oh, this one's more of a wall breaker, so I could see running Special Attack or Attack on this. Do the calcs on it. I might post some calcs in the description below about like how much it does against like Chansey and stuff like that, or even some of the other things with the Scald and Ice Beam. Sorry, I lose my voice a little bit here, guys. Doing this all in one take too. We're doing well so far. So then I have an anti-lead, or also just pretty good lead set in my Focus Sash Greninja here. Again, running Protean can help you get some nice plays off, kind of out-predict the opponent a little bit. You won't see this almost ever. This is really risky to run too. This is definitely a defensive team on. You're going to be running Spikes, Tox Spikes, Taunt, and Scald. You can run just more damaging moves instead of spikes or toxic spikes, I would definitely run one of them. Taunt's obviously great. A lot of people will leave with something that can set up status or set up like spikes itself, or I guess Bad Pass got taken down now, so it won't be as useful. However, Taunt still works since a lot of the current metagame. Any wall is usually going to want to try to status Greninja or try to set up something, and also just like I said, set up stuff is going to be annoyed by Taunt on this, and it's not a very common seen thing. Instead, again, I run HP on this, also the Focus Sash. It might seem a little contradicted, but still, even with the HP, he's still pretty frail and will probably die in one hit. However, stuff that might have 2-shotted before, may 3-shot now, that's like more defensive mons that'll be doing that. Maybe like a Slowbro going for like a Skull or something like that, might 3-shot now. I don't know. But again, I run Speed Nature on this thing. You want to be getting the spikes up as quick as possible, or Taunt. Obviously, some things like Prankster won't work against you because you're Dark type, so they can't try to take advantage of being faster and taunting you first. So you pretty much are the fastest Taunt user in OU as long as you have your Dark type up at that point. So you could run Torrent on this set, but however the nice predicts, you can switch into your ground type with spikes or your toxic poison type with toxic spikes, and that can really confuse an opponent. They won't see that coming. They might go for like a thunder type move, electric type move. I don't know why I'm saying the wrong types now. They might go for like a thunder type move, and you go into spikes, and that makes you ground, so you're immune to it. There's a nice lot. If you're like a Galvantula, that could happen. There's a lot of nice little predicts you can do, kind of throw off the opponent, kind of force a lot of momentum into your side early in the fights. Alright guys, so up next we're going over some more of the teammates for these mons. So I'll start back in the beginning and we'll go over what teammates I like to pair with these mons. Okay, so I'm going to break this into 3 different kind of categories. One for all the special sweeping Greninja, then I'll have a category for the more like balanced Greninja, and then I'll have teammates for the defensive Greninja. So for more of the offensive ones, the things it struggles with is all the poison types, because they usually but they usually have good matchups like Venusaur, Mega Venusaur, and Tuxpax. So things that can kind of deal with them are what you're going to want to pair with these guys. So any Psychic types like Tapu Lele makes a pretty good teammate. Other things you'll want is you want to get him in safely, and unless something dies off, you want a good nice slow Volt turn core. So I definitely recommend the typical, or definitely try and true, Mega Scizor and then Rotom Wash. That gives you a great core to pair with this, and then he has lots of good sweeping options against the things that kind of struggles against. Again, like the mix sets can be a little bit different than that because it can kind of take care of more of the walls. He might struggle a little bit more against some of the sweepers. He can't just one-shot since he's not running more investment into his sweeping stats, and also he's kind of lacking the coverage with like Dark Pulse. So you're going to want to run a nice like defensive core with this thing. I could see running, I don't even know, like Chansey kind of shares the same weakness in fighting. Mega Venusaur, I could see making a good partner with this. They kind of work well together. They gel well together. Another good sweeper I've heard a lot to pair with this thing, Choice Specs Majournia. That forms a really good, solid bond between the two of them. They can both kind of sweep through things that they struggle against. This thing can take care of more of the special walls with its low kick and gunk shot. And then the Choice Specs Majorina, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's that steel legendary. It obviously Choice Specs with its floor cannon, and then obviously a flash cannon for its steel type move. That's going to rip holes in team, and that forms a nice coverage move, a nice move coverage with Greninja, since it can't really run steel and fairy type attacking moves. And then for our defensive Greninja, any kind of typical stall team like Slowbro, any kind of wall is really going to benefit from it. Any kind of defensive team, you guys can see some of those on the OU page for that. This thing's really going to shine on things like that. I can replace the role of like, I know Shuckle's not in this tier, but like Shuckle or Toxapex, this thing can replace that role of that. And then you can just want to run something that's going to help kind of clear hazards for the rapid spin user. So take one of the rapid spin users in the tier. Also, for the more offensive ones, I forgot to mention, stuff like entry hazard setting is amazing for these mons. It really helps them net KOs, especially the Ash Greninja ones to help them transform, especially Stealth Rock damage, since it takes out things like Charizards. Volcarona's down really low, and they kind of have to stay in against a Greninja, and it gets you a free kill right there. And obviously these things are faster. That's going to really help you get your setup to Ash Greninja. The best sets I definitely think would either be the mix set for the regular Greninjas, and then the Choice Spec set is tried and true for the Ash Greninja. The ones that are kind of like iffy, this one will definitely take a lot of skill to use the Focus Sash set. It's also going to be really kind of gimmicky. It's going to be kind of hard to use, and defensive teams usually don't like gimmicky stuff that doesn't always work. They usually like solid teams that you know what's going to happen. However, it is kind of a nice switch up and kind of confuse teams. Again, like I said, I like this set a lot, the mix set. This one's more of a Gen 6 team, Gen 6 Greninja, back when you could just run 4 coverage moves. That was back during XY, not even Oras before it got its low kick gunk shot, which is what made it have to go into Ubers. I don't really like this Waterium Z set. It's kind of gimmicky. However, it does give you a nice free setup and can catch people off guard. They might think, okay, they're not going to kill me here. Bam, Z move, and then they lose like a good core of their wall, or they lose a really good sweep, but they thought that could just kill Greninja. So that's the Greninja for this fight, guys. Let me know if you guys like this kind of video. I can switch back to just doing teams if you like. I do like kind of going over each Pokemon individually and kind of go over more than one set for each of them and kind of describe what their teammates are like, what they're going to struggle against. I think is more in-depth analysis into this. I know some people just like watching the battles, so if you think that way, just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.